Spoštovane dame in gospodje, 8. Evropski kongres matematike se počasi končuje. Lepo pozdravljeni na njegovi zaključni slovesnosti. Spettabili signore e signori, buongiorno. Dear ladies and gentlemen, I hope you have enjoyed the 8th European Congress of Mathematics. The closing ceremony is its last event, and it is again my great honor to welcome you on behalf of its organizers. As you may recall, the 8th edition of the European Congress of Mathematics has been hosted by the University of Primorska and organized in collaboration with a number of Slovene institutions: the University of Ljubljana, University of Maribor, Institute of Mathematics, Physics and Mechanics, Society of Mathematicians, Physicists and Astronomers, Slovenian Discrete and Applied Mathematics Society, a Belgian company, and Jožef Stefan Institute. The Congress has been held under the auspices of the European Mathematical Society and under honorary patronage of the President of the Republic of Slovenia. And let me just add that it is precisely today that our country, Slovenia, celebrates the 30th anniversary of independence. The organizers have placed great emphasis on promoting the Congress to the general public. They have prepared 8 exhibitions, promoted mathematics in the media, organized accompanying events for school children, issued a special postage stamp for the Congress, and much, much more. Needless to say, the 8th ECM was somehow special, as it was largely conducted in virtual space. But who knows? Maybe it will reveal some good practices that might be implemented by the next scientific meeting of mathematicians. We will ask that the organizers of the next International Congress of Mathematics, which will take place next June in St. Petersburg. And it will be my great pleasure to introduce, after a short video, Professor Andrej Okunko, a member of the Executive Organizing Committee of the International Congress of Mathematics.
The next ICM will open on the 6th of July 2022. July, when nights are on vacation and the cultural scene is in full swing, is a fantastic time to be in St. Petersburg. An exciting scientific and cultural program. Take advantage of the visa-free entry and grants, including the 𝐂𝐥𝐸 grants. For registration and more, visit icm2022.org. See you in St. Petersburg.
Thank you. First, I would like to congratulate all our Slovenian colleagues on this very important day in their history, the 30th birthday of Slovenian Republic of Slovenia. And I would, of course, like to thank all the people involved in the organization and hosting of the ECM for making this meeting a great success, despite the obviously enormous obstacles. I wholeheartedly salute your resolute effort. I feel very, very fortunate to be able to attend this ECM in person and to be able to make many new friends in Slovenia. In Professor Tomasz Pezanski, Professor Klaudia Kutnar, Professor Franz Forstnerich, who's somewhere here, Professor Dragan Marušić, Professor Bojar Mohar, and many others, including the always friendly, enthusiastic ECM volunteers. Slovenia is a wonderful place to visit for a great many reasons, but one thing that was very notable for me is that that people here are so nice, and they simply take me for who I am. A mathematician from Russia, and so a normal person. Normal person meaning that people don't consider me a representative or a proxy, if you wish, of any of the great many problems or our very problem-rich world. So speaking to you as a normal person, a mathematician from Russia, and in the name of my many Russian colleagues, I very warmly invite you to the 2022 International Congress of Mathematicians that will take place July 6 to 14 in St. Petersburg, Russia. Mathematics is an amazingly interesting subject, and we have a lot of very exciting developments to discuss. So let's all gather in St. Petersburg next year for a great celebration of mathematics. or at least as large a celebration as the pandemic situation will permit. While of course no one knows what the future holds, we, the organizers, work very hard to make sure that every ICM participant, live or remote as the circumstances will allow, gets the absolute maximum out of this great festival of mathematics, and also feels as welcome and as appreciated for who she or he is as I felt here in Slovenia. Earlier today, we listened to Professor Martin Heirer, the chair of the ICM program committee. He and his colleagues have prepared a stellar scientific program for us, and there will be a cultural and outreach program to match. And in the video, it already mentioned the visa-free entry into the Russian Federation for all ICM participants and accompanying persons. And we will also keep another promise made in Rio, that of a low registration fee. In addition, there are many funding opportunities available, in particular the Chebyshev and the 𝐂𝐥𝐸𝐬𝐧𝐞 grants. And let me focus on the latter, since this is a new funding scheme. The 𝐂𝐸𝐬𝐧𝐞 grant, this is for early career mathematicians, and it works in partnership between the local organizing committee, that's us, and the national, regional mathematical societies, or national region funding agencies. So the LOC, we provide complete local support, hotel, registration fee, and so forth, while the national societies do the selection of recipients and provide the transportation. So here from Europe, this is extremely affordable. It is a really great deal. So this should be really inexpensive for you to send your young mathematician to St. Petersburg, assuming the transportation situation is back to normal or close to normal. So both we and the International Mathematical Union think that this is a very good funding idea, and it's worth replicating it also in the future events. So in regards to our ICM, we were originally hoping to partner with the whole European Math Society for 𝐂𝐸𝐬𝐧𝐞 grants, and maybe this is something for the European Math Society to discuss, to see what was missing and what should be made to make the scheme work in the future. But as it stands now, it's a country by country, so say Slovenia. And I want to very much encourage those national mathematical societies and funding agencies that are not yet part of the 𝐂𝐸𝐬𝐧𝐞 grant to take advantage of this funding opportunity. And to conclude, I reiterate, there's of course no point of reminding everybody that we live in a very uncertain world. But let's take the example of our Slovenian colleagues as an inspiration and work together to make ICM 2022 a big success. Mathematics should be stronger than any adversity. And I want to thank you, Tomasz, thank you, Claudia, thank you, everybody, and I will see everybody live in St. Petersburg next year.
Thank you, Professor Andrej Okunkov. And from St. Petersburg, Russia, we will now travel virtually to Sevilla, Spain. It is there that the 9th European Congress of Mathematics will take place. It is my great pleasure to greet Professor Juan González Meneses Lopez, the 9th ICM Organizing Committee Chair.
Thank you very much. Let me share my presentation, excuse me. Okay. Well, so thank you. And first of all, let me congratulate the organizers of the 8th European Congress of Mathematics in Portoroz, Professor Tomasz Pisanski, Professor Claudia Kutner, and the whole organizing committee, since it has been an amazing Congress and very well organized, and we hope to learn a lot from you for the next one. So congratulations. Also, thank you for giving me the opportunity to talk to the participants of the 8th ICM about the next European Congress of Mathematics in 2024. We are honored to have been elected to organize the ECM, and we deeply thank the European Mathematical Society for this. Okay, so the Congress will take place in Andalusia, which is the southernmost and most populated region of Spain, which is well known for its historical heritage with renowned cities such as Seville, which will be the where the main event will take place, but also Granada. And here you have the Alhambra Palace in Granada, also Malaga, Almería, and Cádiz. By the way, the oldest city in Spain, followed by Seville and Malaga, and one of the oldest cities in Europe. So I highlighted these 5 cities because there are 5 universities are involved in the organization of the Congress. So the universities of Almería, Cádiz, Malaga, Granada, and Sevilla. They stand out by their excellence in mathematics, and we have recently created the Andalusian Institute of Mathematics with the aims of bringing together all researchers in mathematics in Andalusia. And it is within this scope that we say that this Congress will be organized by the Andalusian mathematical community. But we count with the support of all mathematical societies in Spain, which are members of the European Mathematical Society, and also the National Association of Students of Mathematics. So the whole Spanish mathematical community is collaborating in the organization of the Congress, and we are very proud of it. So, well, here we are. This is the organizing committee formed by 16 mathematicians from the 5 universities I mentioned before. They're coming from different areas of mathematics, and we are already working hard to organize the best possible Congress. Now, how is this Congress going to take place? Well, previously to the Congress, there will be a council meeting in Granada. If you don't belong to the Council of the EMS, I nevertheless advise you to visit Granada and enjoy, for instance, the close relationship between mathematics and the architecture of the Alhambra Palace and the many things this wonderful city has to offer. Okay. I also recommend you to visit many other places in Andalusia while you're here. So the main part of the Congress will take place in Seville. Well, a city which I think needs no presentation, with an immense cultural and historical heritage. But, well, first thing you may wonder are the technical questions. For instance, how do I go there? Well, coming to Seville is fast and easy. So we have an international airport with 54 international destinations in Europe. And Seville is connected by high-speed train with 2 of the biggest international airports in Spain, which are those of Malaga and Madrid. You can be in Malaga in less than 2 hours and in Madrid in 2 hours, 20 minutes. So coming to Seville is fast and is easy. So once you're here, then if you want to move around, you will see that moving around is also easy and comfortable. Seville has 170 kilometers of bike lanes with a public bike hiring system. The public transportation, including buses, taxis, tram, and metro, are fully air-conditioned, in case you are worried about that, as well as all buildings in the city. So no worries from that point. Well, you know how to come, how to move around, and where would you stay in Seville? Well, the number of hotel rooms in Seville is huge. There are many great hotels at affordable prices, and also the University of Seville has modern university residences with more than 250 places which will be available for the Congress. Okay? There are also lots of hostels and cheaper hotels all around the city. So any option which is suitable for you, you will find it in Seville. Now that technical questions you may wonder are settled, how do we plan to organize the Congress? Well, of course, we plan to start with the opening ceremony. And the opening ceremony and the ABBA lecture will take place at the Maestranza Opera Theater. It is one of the most special auditoriums in Seville, which hosts the most important ceremonies. And we hope that the opening ceremony of the 9th European Congress of Mathematics will be a very special moment, a celebration that we can again get together and enjoy mathematics all at the same place. Then after the opening ceremony, we will go to the main venue, which will be the School of Engineering of the University of Seville. This is a huge building built for the 1992 Universal Exposition that took place in Seville. And it's a building that hosts more than 6,000 students daily. And as I mentioned before, it's fully air conditioned. Okay? So the most part of the Congress will take place inside this building alone. Okay? It has 48 conference lecture rooms with total capacity of more than 5,000 people. I mean, it can host many mini symposia, parallel sessions, poster sessions, exhibitions, etc. And an important thing is that all lecture rooms are fully equipped, including cameras. It's something that was installed, of course, due to the present situation. And this gives us the possibility to broadcast lectures and talks. Okay? The Congress actually is organized in such a way that the lunches will be served at the main venue. And in this way, the participants will be comfortably indoors during the warmer hours of the day. And they will be able to enjoy the great variety of tapas bars and restaurants in the evening, which is the most pleasant part of the day. Okay. Well, for plenary talks and the invited talks, we also come with a secondary venue. And these are the two buildings which will host all events of the Congress. Okay? Including events organized by other associations or institutions that may want to organize something during these days. Okay, so apart from the mathematical activities and among all cultural activities that we will organize, we highlight a tourist visit to the Royal Alcázar of Seville, which is one of our 3 UNESCO World Heritage Sites, with nearly 2 million visits every year. So if you come to Seville, you have to go and visit the Alcázar, and we will help you to do it. Okay. And also, the Congress banquet will take place at an emblematic building of Seville, Casino of the 1929 Ibero-American Exposition. This will be an important social event of the Congress that we hope you will enjoy. And well, apart from all the activities that will take place in Seville, we want to involve the whole Spanish mathematical community in this Congress. Satellite events will be organized at all universities in Andalusia and at the main universities of Spain, and also a simple school at North Africa. So you can profit that you come to Spain to enjoy some satellite event on your favorite topic. So this is an invitation for you to come to Seville for the next European Congress of Mathematics. You know how many experiences a Congress of this kind can offer. And we are working on a number of activities that will make it even more attractive. Moreover, we will offer at least 150 grants so that people having some difficulties to afford coming to Seville will be able to do it. Therefore, I ask you to save these dates in your agenda, July 15th to July 19th, 2024. We expect that by then we will be able to meet all together and enjoy mathematical talks, exhibition, and activities at an unparalleled place like Seville. So we really hope that you are willing to join us, and we are really looking forward to welcoming you in Seville. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Juan González Meneses Lopez. And now we're back here in Portorož, where the time to say goodbye is slowly approaching. The 8th European Congress of Mathematics will be closed by 3 closing speakers. First, you will hear a short overview of statistical data. It will be presented by the rector of the host institution, Professor Claudia Kuttner, who is also the ATCM Organizing Committee Deputy Chair and Local Scientific Committee member. Dr. Kuttner, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. Dear participants of the 8th European Congress of Mathematics, colleagues and friends, we arrived to the closing ceremony of 8th ACM. It may look like a brief string of 5 days, but in retrospective, what a long, strange trip it has been. We started all the way back in 2015 when the first idea of hosting the 8th ACM crossed our minds. At the opening session, I said that I hoped that we would learn new ideas from each other, which we could adopt to further improve our work. I know that there have been many interesting and useful presentations this week in all sessions, plenary, main sessions, and special sessions. I believe many good experiences have been shared and good lessons learned. The Congress was truly a massive, intensive, and complex project. Despite some problems, for which I apologize to all, we brought another issue of the European Congress of Mathematics under the roof. The issues and unexpected problems we were facing and errors we have made will be avoided and resolved much better next time we organized a large-scale mathematical event. The Congress had 1,771 participants from 77 countries, among them 350 students. There were 105 scholarships awarded. There were 1,058 contributions running in over 30 parallel sessions, 10 plenary speakers, Bernoulli lecture, 30 invited speakers, 12 prize winners lectures, 6 public lectures, Abel lecture, Hirzbuch lecture, 62 mini symposia, 9 satellite conferences, and much more. In the name of the organizers, I would like to take this opportunity to thank to our exhibitors who added to the Congress content, to our sponsors and donors for jointly supporting our event, and to European Women in Mathematics, London Mathematical Society, ERC, the organizers of mini symposia for their support, and to all of you who participated at the Congress, even when you realized you might not be able to attend it in person. Your help is most appreciated. In particular, I would like to thank all of you who came to Portorož in person. Many thanks go to Bojan Mohar, Franz Forstnerich, Umberto Zanier, Karine Schemla, and last but not least, to Andrej Okounko. Thanks for your understanding, patience, and positive attitude. Finally, I would like to thank the members of the organizing committee and more than 70 volunteers and staff members that made the 8th European Congress of Mathematics a week to remember. I am really grateful and I'm really appreciating it. Essentially, I would like to thank to Aleš Oven, to Tanja Labus, to Sanja Sandic, to Jasna Prezel, to Michael Perman, and the last sentence goes from the bottom of my heart to Vito Vitrich, Adimir Hujdurović, Dragan Marušić, and Tomasz Pisanski. Thank you.
Thank you, Rector, and congratulations. And now I would like to invite the 8th ECM Organizing Committee Chair, Professor Tomasz Pisanski, to look back not only over these 5 days, but also the past 30 years. He will tell you why.
Thank you. Today, there is a national holiday in Slovenia. It's Independence Day. I'll never forget the day it commemorates 30 years ago. We had organized a mathematical conference at Lake Bled. And this was a conference that started in Yugoslavia and ended in Slovenia. We were dreamers then, but even in our wildest dreams, it never occurred to us that 30 years later, we would dare to organize a mathematical congress of the scale of the 8th ECM. I'll be brief now. I would like to sincerely thank everyone who participated in this congress. Unfortunately, there are no time to mention everybody by name. Let me mention 4 special people. First, I would like to thank Pavel Exner, the former president of the EMS, for believing in us and for his sobering and invaluable advice 5 years ago when he learned that I wanted to chair the organizing committee. He said to me, "Tomo, let the younger people run the Congress. We may all be dead by the time the Congress starts." Luckily, we are both still alive, but he was so right. Thank you, Pavel. Without my boss, Claudia Kutnar, and her young, dedicated team at the University of Primorska, I would have been in trouble. Thank you, Claudia. At the time of our bid for the Congress, Claudia was the dean of the faculty of FAMNIT, and Dragan Marušić was rector at the University of Primorska. Without his firm support for our bid, the Congress would have taken place somewhere else. Thank you, Dragan. Also, there are several prominent mathematicians who decided to participate in this Congress. In particular, I'm grateful to Jean-Pierre Bourguignon, who agreed to a live interview that we just saw here a few moments ago. Thank you, Jean-Pierre. Let me conclude by congratulating Claudia and her team again for their splendid organization. Responsibility for any problems rests solely with me. Finally, thank you and farewell, dear friends of mathematics.
And thank you and congratulations, Professor Tomasz Pisanski. The first mathematical conference in Slovenia, as mentioned by Professor Pisanski, was organized at Lake Bled in 1991 by Vladimir Batagel, Dragan Marušić, Bojan Mohar, and Tomaž Pisanski. All the 4 organizers actively participated at that congress, and in addition, some of them also actively participated at the 8th ECM. 30 years, 35 participants at that first conference, and over 1,700 at the 8th ECM. Hence, in 30 years, the participation is multiplied by 50. I think we can all greet that. And the organization of this last 8th ECM conference undoubtedly put Slovenia on the mathematical map, and the organizers are grateful for this opportunity. And now I would like to invite Professor Volker Merman, President of the European Mathematical Society, to close the Congress.
Yeah. Dear fellow mathematicians, colleagues, friends, students from Europe and all over the world, despite the circumstances, we had an exciting and inspiring week at the 8th European Congress of Mathematics in Portorož, Slovenia, or at your computers at home. But before we close, let me ask you to open your microphones. So for a second, so all go live, and give a really big applause to the organizers, Claudia Kutner and Tomo Pisanski and their team. They have done such a wonderful job in navigating through the deep waters of the pandemic, and they have been super flexible to deal with the ever-changing situations, making this a wonderful and memorable Congress. I so much more regret that most of us could not be here in person, and I really hope that many of us can come to Slovenia and Portorož on another occasion. Before we close, let me summarize a little what I learned during the Congress. First of all, we had many fantastic plenary, invited, prize and public lectures, sessions and mini symposia lectures. Although, I must say, not all of them were really addressing well the broad mathematical community that EMS represents. It would really be great if this could be improved even further in future congresses. A difficulty in virtual congresses is the missing interaction between the speakers and the audience. Many speakers were unhappy that they could not see the audience, but also, I must say, in all the sessions that I was, and I was in many, the number of participants was not always great, and the number of questions was always very low. This may be due to the online format, but I see this also in real meetings. We as a community should think about this, and maybe the way such congresses, actually the ECM is modeled after the ICM is organized in the future, and that should be discussed. This also concerns the number and the ways we give invited lectures, we decide on invited lectures and prizes. The prizes are very important to boost careers for young mathematicians, but they should not really be a means to just push one's own particular field of mathematics, but they should be given to role models of young scientists that also cover a broad area of mathematics. We should address in the future the question whether we represent all parts of the European mathematical community in a good way. This includes diversity in gender, diversity in European regions and mathematical fields, and also in the mathematical education of the future generation.
And this Congress has done a wonderful job, in particular in the last point, in getting the young people involved and bringing them here and showing them what mathematics can offer. And I must thank very much the organizers for the preceding interview by Günther and Jean-Pierre for raising almost all these points that we have to deal with in the future. We also had several very interesting panel discussions, and it became clear that the mathematical community has to work stronger together. We've heard this by Jean-Pierre, to address the challenges of the future, how to improve the gender balance, how to deal with the future of mathematical publishing, how to deal with the danger that politicians and administrators are trying to get rid of basic sciences in favor of pure data science, or how to deal with a vast amount of mathematical data and publications in a fair, accessible, interoperable, and reusable way. In view of these challenges, and there are many more, I think that the EMS is the ideal organization to address these challenges. And I really hope that many more of you, in particular the young generation, get more involved in the European Mathematical Society. We see this happening in the numbers of members of EMS, but we hope that this Congress has helped to increase the community as well. With all these points of thought, I will close the Congress, and I look forward to see you all and hopefully in presence in Seville in 2024. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Volker Merman, for closing the Congress. Dear participants, dear mathematicians, we are almost at the end of the 8th European Congress. The famous Slovene mathematician Juri Vega once said that mathematics was, after all, one great equation for all other sciences. His statement testifies to the importance of this basic science, and the organizers hope that the Congress offers an opportunity for all mathematicians, young and slightly less young, to see how a vast and variegated field of mathematics can be. We hope that you've enjoyed the Congress and this virtual exchange of knowledge and ideas, and that maybe one day you will come to Slovenia and to the University of Primorska to meet your Slovene colleagues and to see this beautiful region. The organizers would like to thank all participants for their participation and commitment. They would like to express their heartfelt gratitude to each and every person, institution, and sponsor contributing to the success of this Congress. And their special thanks go to His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Slovenia, Mr. Borut Pahor, for his honorary patronage. We invite you to stay tuned for a few more minutes in order to watch the closing video of the Congress and to see our joint goodbye. Stay well, stay healthy, and see you in St. Petersburg and Sevilla. Hvala da ste bili z nami. Grazie per la vostra presenza. Thank you for being with us.
The University of Primorska, Portorož, and Slovenia are proud to host the biggest mathematical event of this year, the 8th European Congress of Mathematics. 1,771 participants from 77 countries, 1,058 contributions, 10 plenary speakers, 30 invited speakers, 6 public talks, 12 prize winners, 62 mini-symposia, 9 satellite conferences, 105 scholarships awarded. There were 350 student participants, among them 71 International Mathematical Olympiad medalists, 36 European Girls Mathematical Olympic medalists, and another 38 students who were selected by MS organizers and have more than 20 published contributions. A week of mathematics, online and at the Congress Center Bernardin in Portorož, Slovenia, including 2 plenary speakers, Professor Franz Forstnerich and Professor Umberto Zanir, 2 public speakers, Professor Boran Mohar and Professor Andrej Okunkov, an invited speaker, Professor Alexej Kostenko, and winner of the Otto Neugebauer Prize, Professor Karin Shemla, and many more.
You know, the main reason why I'm happy to take part to the 8th ECM in Portorož is because I feel all the heart that our colleagues have put in organizing this Congress.
The 8th ECM was organized by the University of Primorska, University of Ljubljana, University of Maribor, Institute of Mathematics, Physics and Mechanics Slovenia, IMFM, the Society of Mathematicians, Physicists and Astronomers Slovenia, DMFA, Slovenian Discrete and Applied Mathematics Society, SDAMS, Jožef Stefan Institute, IJS, Abelium DOO, Research and Development, Slovenia. It was held under the honorary patronage of His Excellency, Mr. Borut Pahor, President of the Republic of Slovenia.
I'm very happy that so many mathematicians decided to join us here in Portorož at this big event for Slovenia and Europe.
A special thanks goes out to the European Mathematical Society, the 8th ECM main sponsor, Slovene Insurance Association, as well as other 8 ECM sponsors, donors, and contributors, and of course, to more than 70 volunteers and staff members that made the 8th European Congress of Mathematics a week to remember.